Namaskar, good morning, Ram Ram. Welcome to your own channel AC Astro, and today we are here with a weekly horoscope week starting from 7th January to 13th January. How it will work for all 12 ascendants. Let's welcome Akash Chauhanji from Calgary, Canada. Akash ji, Namaskar, welcome, Ram Ram.
Namaskar, Rohit ji. Namaskar. Thank you so much. Ji, we are getting a very good response about the weekly because I have so many WhatsApp messages saying that this happened, that happened. So some also said that nothing happened. But the thing is that it is all related to Rohit ji, the dasha antardasha. So we in the weekly we actually see the moon's position in transit. But if you go to weekly, if you go to your dasha antardasha and see the planet what is placed and what place, you will get the exact results. Now here, let's start for 7th till 13th of January. Okay, Rohit ji, here what is happening? So here the biggest thing that is happening is Sagittarius. Mercury is entering into Sagittarius. So those who are going through Mercury Dasha Antardasha, Mercury for Aries ascendant will be in your ninth house. Ninth house is the house of your destiny. The communication lord is in your destiny house. There will be travel. There can be travel. But remember, this is the time then Rohiji, even Sun, even Mars, the Lagna Lord, even Sun, the fifth house Lord, is in the ninth house. And Mercury coming here, it is kind of a yoga only, where there is going to be some very beautiful thing happening with Aries Ascendant in terms of spirituality, in terms of any higher education or long distance travel. So very positive for everyone. For the beginning, there is seven. This week is very positive. Then Moon will enter into Scorpio Roichi. It is entering into the on the 7th of January. Now, Scorpio is the sign where Moon becomes debilitated. Okay, so sitting with Venus getting debilitated here will add little bit of challenge, Rohiji, for all the people of Aries ascendant, especially emotional ups and downs, and that can be related to family or with spouse because it is sitting with Venus, right? So it is about relationships. In partnerships, if you are planning to do very big decisions, you should just avoid. Then Rohiji, Moon will enter into Sagittarius. Now, Moon, Sun, Mercury, and Moon, Sun, Mercury, Mars, all the planets sitting together in the ninth house. Ninth house, when Moon and Mars are together, it is Dhan Yog, by the way. So those who are going through Mars Dasha Antardasha, there's going to be some kind of wealth that you can expect during this period. In
I
terms
think you have this combination in your natal chart.
I have this combination in my natal chart. Yes, Rohit, you are right. Rohit, somehow your video is hang. I cannot see you. Oh, I can see you now, Rohit. Yeah, here,
Thank
Moon in the ninth house. Yes, it is Mahalakshmi Yoga. Whenever Moon and Mars are sitting together in close conjunction, they should be only 1 or 2 degrees apart. It is called planetary
you.
war, but it also means that Mahalakshmi Yoga. So some kind of your fourth house lord sitting in the ninth house is going to be very pleasant. It is a pleasant
Mm.
time for all the Aries ascendant people. Later on, Moon enters into the 10th house. The fourth house Lord goes into the 10th house. So this is the time of some kind of, maybe good news only in your. It is considered enemy here. That sitting Moon sitting here is considered enemy. That oh, there is some problem, but overall this is going to be a very pleasant time, especially Rohitji, because Moon is the planet that can, it changes every 2.5 days, and this is the time that it can do some miraculous things in your work area. So very very positive sign. Yes, Rohitji, you are telling
But
something
it's also, I think, give good result in fourth house because
because of the aspect of Moon in the
aspecting
fourth house. Yeah.
on sign.
Yeah, here also it is not giving bad results because the dispositor of this house, that is Saturn, is currently in the 11th house progression and in very, very Mool Trikon sign, very good degree in Satvisha Nakshatra, very positive. So
Hmm.
it is going to be a very nice transit of Moon in the 10th house. Career wise, uh, emotional, Moon is all emotions. So
Mood
career
swings
wise,
in career.
yeah, mood swings in career, very good, rightly put. And then Moon enters into Aquarius, making a wish yoga with Saturn. Very careful with being with friends and not making any things related to any comments or any what we say, gossips about other people, because this is where you will be able to, moon will be able to trouble you during this week. That, in your in your career area, if your boss tells you something, suddenly there is emotional ups and downs, and you go and start talking about him to other people, that is where you will come in trouble, and that will be the poison that you will be doing. That is why whenever Saturn and Moon are sitting together, it is wish you.
Wish you.
On the other hand, Rohitji, if we talk about other planets, Jupiter is in very good position, very good results. It has started to giving. Mercury is out of its retrogression, in progress in the seventh house, in the ninth house. Jupiter is aspecting the fifth house. So education wise, love wise, seventh house relationship wise, and ninth house destiny wise, it is going to be a lot of abundance. Venus in the eighth house here, gains from partnerships, but sitting in the house of Scorpio, it goes to a very big transformation also itself. So that is what is going to happen. Rahu and Ketu in Dushtanas or Aries ascendant is a good placement, because in the 6th and 12th, Rahu and Ketu gives very good result. But Ketu in the 6th can create enemies at workplace. So again, now no gossip. That is where your enemies will come from. All the best, Aries ascendant. May this week be very, very positive for you. There is a WhatsApp link in the description for personal appointments if you want. You can click and do subscribe for every week, getting every week updates. For Taurus ascendant people, Rohitji, here Mercury is entering into Sagittarius. The week starts, January 7th starts with Mercury entering into Sagittarius. And here it is going into the 8th house, Rohitji. Now, 8th house is especially the house of transformation. And when planets like, right now, if you see here, Mars is sitting here making a Vipreet Rajyog, owner of the 12th sitting in the 8th. On top of that, Sun is sitting here, the owner of the 4th house in the 8th house. And on top of that, Mercury also comes, that is the owner of the 2nd house and 5th house in the 8th house. I always tell that whenever there is a relation between 5th and 8th house, there is going to be some kind of sudden gains that you will find. So sudden gains come to your way. On the other hand, inheritance wise or property wise, if you're doing something or you're struggling somewhere, and if you're going through Sun Dasha, Mercury Dasha, Venus, Mars Dasha, there is going to be some good changes in your life. Very positive. Later on, Rohitji, but one more thing, because this is the time when Mars and Sun are sitting together, 8th house, and 8th is third from the 6th. It means that there will be struggle in some health issues, or maybe some kind of blood loss, or some kind of accident, some kind of cut, some kind of problem, some kind of hurt in your, some kind of problem, constipation, stomach problems, food poisoning. Because Moon is entering into Rohitji, into Scorpio on the 7th of January. Scorpio Moon is a debilitated moon. That means it is powerless. And here, this is the house of emotions, where Venus is already going through a transformation. Because Scorpio is the house of transformation. Scorpio is the place of transformation. Here, Moon becoming, weak means that there will be some trouble in your emotional life, in your with your spouse, with your partner. There will be some kind of ups and downs that you can see during this week. Venus is going to support, right? But on the other positive side, Moon is putting an exalted aspect on your Lagna. So that means you yourself will have a lot of confidence and convincing power. Your mindset will be very good during this week. So, but give importance to your spouse also. That is, or your partner also. That is what is more important. Then Moon enters into Sagittarius. Now, Rohitji, here, the 3rd house lord is in the 8th house. Not a very positive time. Again, sudden ups and downs, and there can be some fights in partnerships. There can be some kind of, between siblings, there can be some kind of misunderstandings. That is what we can see. And Moon in the 8th house is going to be like going suddenly very, very deep inside. There is going to be some kind of revelation or transformation that you feel that something is not right, and you will figure out some hidden enemies as well. But there are 4 planets together, Moon and Mars together. Those who are going through Mars Dasha and Antardasha can see a spike in their income. Suddenly there is a spike, or Moon and Mars Dasha, right? Those who are going through Mercury and Moon are not very, very good friends. And whenever Moon is around Sun, this is the time of Amavasya, right? So Moon will become combust. There will be Amavasya also happening during this time. So be careful, be positive. That is what we can do during this time. Don't make major decisions related to investments. because Moon is not in a very good position. Especially eighth house is the house of, you know,
Sudden losses also.
sudden losses. Yeah, so investment will turn into losses. Later on, Moon will enter into Capricorn, the ninth house, the third house lord in the ninth house, aspecting the third house. It's a very good position. Moon here is a very important planet because it becomes exalted in the Lagna. Sitting in the ninth house will give you very good results. Those who are going through Moon Dasha, Antardasha, Mahadasha, they will get good results in terms of some kind of travel if they want to do. There is going to be some good news related to travel or related to your spiritual growth. There will be a lot of spiritual movements. You will be going to a temple or pilgrimage during this time. Later on, Rohitji, here, Moon will enter into the 10th house. 10th house where Saturn is sitting in Mool Trikon. Moon enters here. Whenever Moon is in close conjunction with Saturn, it is called Vish Yoga. That means poison yoga. So you have to be very careful in your work area, not to do any. It is, I know it is going to be the weekend, but still, that is when some friends meet, you have drinks over together, and you can say poison things about each another or your colleagues, and that is where your next week will become very, very difficult because Moon is going to the 12th house next week. So, very careful, no gossip, nothing at all. Be very positive. Whenever Moon and Saturn are sitting together, it is the sannyasi yoga as well. So, be very spiritual. During this time, it is time of introvertness. Go inside, do meditation, do yoga, do such kind of things which will be very beneficial for you. Those who are watching for the first time, do subscribe. Those who have already subscribed, thank you so much. And WhatsApp link is in the description. Talking about bigger planets, that is Jupiter. Jupiter is in the 12th house, right? 12th house is the house of spirituality. Jupiter is now finally, there is a lot of blessings coming your way, especially in your home area. Those who are wanted to buy a house, now things will become very clear for them. In fact, those who are applying for a debt, they will also get debt, and there will be protection for all the people of the eighth house because Jupiter is also aspecting its own house from the 12th house, making a special Viprit Rajyog for you. So there will be trouble, but you will be able to come out of it in this week. So all the best, Taurus people. Rahu and Ketu, on the other hand, Rahu is sitting in a very good position, Rohitji. That is the 11th house. Rahu here is very positive in 11th house. It will make your biggest to biggest goals come to real life. So, but Ketu in the fifth house, those who are going through Ketu Dashanta Dasha can have little bit of trouble related to children, related to their growth in their work area because Ketu here, Rohiji, is a planet that detachment. It will try. This is the time of mantra chanting because fifth house Ketu tells you to do mantra chanting. So mantra chanting karo everyone. Do a lot of mantra chanting, any mantra. We are going to be making a very amazing video which I feel is amazing, is about your Ishtadev and about what kind of deity you should preach. Everyone, yesterday I was talking to someone.
Hmm.
I am doing Kamakhya Siddhi, I am doing Kal Bhairav Siddhi. I said, why? I said, why? I am just intrigued. I tell, are you stupid? What this Siddhi, that Siddhi? No, not at all. It is so it is not easy.
They are very powerful devtas, Ma Kamakhya, Kal Bhairav. They are for special purposes. They are not,
We
people
will
will say,
discuss everything in detail. You will see, you will say, wow, what the research which I have done on it, you will say, amazing. Anyways, you will say it. I don't know if it is good or not.
hmm,
All the best, Taurus. Those who are new, subscribe. Those who are watching, if you want to have personal consultation, WhatsApp link is in the description below. For Gemini ascendant people, the Lagna Lord is going to the seventh house directly opposite to itself. Here it is not so, this is the house of Jupiter where they do not share a very good bonding. Rohitji, one more thing I got to know about research. Whenever Jupiter and Mercury will be together, or whenever Jupiter and Mercury will be aspecting each other, there will be problem in your sexual life. If Jupiter, I have almost 10 to 12 charts saved, Jupiter and Mercury together. Such people are into, they become LGBTQ plus. They become like same sex. They attract to the same sex because of the curse Jupiter gave to Mercury when it was in the stomach of Matara, that he will become neither male neither female. So that is why the sexual orientation becomes very difficult for those people who have Jupiter and Mercury together. Depends also what aspect it is getting, but yes, that is a very big breakthrough in my research which I was doing. I got nearly 10 to 12 charts there, and I spoke to my friends who are going through such kind of things. Very difficult they are.
But I think need to understand, viewers need to understand that seeing in your chart, don't go in panic that, oh, I have this yoga. There are, Akashji see from thousand other ways. Then one yoga becomes mature.
Especially in D60, when it is in D60, then 60% zoom in thing, then that it becomes that, yeah, there is some problem.
Don't take on yourself.
No, but those people who have Jupiter and Mercury together will have problem in sexual life also. So it is, anyways. So Mercury is entering into Sagittarius seventh. So in Lagna Lord in the seventh house, there is going to be some good status. If you are looking for some kind of growth in your work area, you will get some recognition during this period. So that is positive. There can be good communication with the spouse. It is not a very pleasant for Mercury to be here, but as soon as Moon comes here and sorry, Moon enters into Scorpio on 7th of January. Sorry, it will come later here in 1 day, 2 days.
Yes.
So Moon is the second house lord in the sixth house. This is the time you will apply for some debt, or some debt will become reality for you. That means you will have to take some money from someone for some kind of purpose. So let's hope for the best that you take money and that money turns out to be very what you say, useful for you. But money will be coming, but in form of debt, not in form of what you say, not in form of your what you say, investment or something like that.
Hmm.
But those who are taking money for going to a foreign country, it will be possible because Moon is aspecting the 12th house of foreign country. So all the best. Later on, Moon will enter into Sagittarius. This is a very good time, by because Moon and Mars will be making a very kind of a Raj Yoga here. And Mars is sitting in progression. The third house Lord is sitting in the seventh house, and the Kendra Lord is sitting in Kendra. So it is a kind of a Raj Yoga happening for all the Gemini ascendant people from January 9th till 11th. So this is going to be a very good period in terms of making big asking big things in your work area. So it is going to be very positive because this is 10th from the 10th. It is about partnerships, relationships, about your status. So 10th from the 10th. So work area is where you need to focus. Because of Mars and Sun sitting here, there can be also trouble in your personal relationships. So just take care. Don't overwhelm yourself, right, with doing some kind of fight or
Hmm.
something. Rahu sitting in the 10th house. राहु जिसके 10 में दुनिया उसके बस में. But the problem is that Rahu in the 10th house will make you extra ambitious also, and this is where you will
Yes.
not neglect your partner and family, and that is where the trouble begins. You don't give too much attention to me, only you work all the time, and then you will say, oh my god, what is happening. So all the best for all the people who are January 11th. This will enter into the 8th house. Second Lord in the 8th house. Again, money you have to invest now with very much proper care. You have got money when it comes to some kind of debt. Now spending that, or you will now find struggle that how do I pay it back. That is the kind of things you will get in your head. But again, investment should be done very, very in a very, very positive or very, very analytical way. You should not just do it. Okay, I'll do it. Let's see. I got one chart, Rohit. Says I have taken 40 lakhs loan. I said, why?
Hmm.
Because my job went, then I wanted to keep the same status, so I took 40 lakhs loan. So I'm like, so what do I do? Like, no, tell me some remedy that my money comes and I would pay that loan. Nebula remedy, before remedy, it was stupidity to take 40 lakhs loan
For status.
for status, so that I
And
maintain my
and I
status.
was talking to you about some person before starting this video that he is into some loan circle. He take the loan to do investment and everything gone. So this is yes.
Lalach. This is called greed. Whatever you do, I went to some friend's house yesterday, Rohiji, to put my daughter there. So they have a Tesla. They got a new Tesla, the seven-seater Tesla. So
Oh.
I have a 2014 uh, Ford Escape. That also I took second hand, like
Hmm,
used
hmm,
one. I said,
hmm.
this is enough, right? No problem.
No problem.
So my wife is not a material person at all. But the other person, I told them, oh, Congratulations for the Tesla. They said, Akash, you earn so much that you can get a Ferrari right now. I
Hmm.
said, no, you don't understand. I do not
Hmm.
earn that much. My
Hmm.
my daughter's father earned that much. Like my Hazel's, my daughter's father is earning good amount of
Hmm.
money. So
Hmm.
my daughter can get a Ferrari. I know. I don't have parents. No one earns for me. So I made them realize that I am doing it for my family, not for me myself. I do wear this T-shirt, Roji, $5 T-shirt. I don't have any big desires.
We have, so many examples from the India, people who are the top millionaires, and
Yeah,
they still go in a very average car, very normal life, living in a flat. So this is an example of simplicity, I think.
this is an example saying Moon in the eighth house, saying that uh, someone who's rich is not rich from money or from possessions or showing that okay I have this kind of status. They are rich from their bank balance. They are rich from their safety. They are rich from the safety of their family. That is how they are rich. Are buy BMWs and all this kind of stuff. Good, you should buy, but when you're when you're 10x more than that. Okay, you
Mm.
have 10 million in your account, you spend 1 million. Good, you have at least have 9 million. You have 1 million and you spend 3 million taking 2 million loan. That is so. Anyways, so Moon enter Capricorn. This was the thing to say that do investments very carefully. Money is very easy to borrow, but very difficult to pay back. And Moon enters into Aquarius, that is your fourth house. Moon is the Lagna Lord in the fourth house, so there will be some transaction of real estate. Those who are going through, uh, no, Rohitji, Moon has to come into the. Moon went wrong here, Rohitji. Moon has to come into the. Oh, this is Cancer ascendant. That's why. Sorry. Moon enters Aquarius, Rohitji here. Moon enters Aquarius and goes into the 10th house for Gemini ascendant people, 9th house for Gemini ascendant people. This is the time of travel. And I think, Rohitji, this is making sense also. From 6th house, it is looking at the 12th house. That means travel plans will happen, expenses will be there. And 9th house, there will be some travel happening for Gemini ascendant people. So hopefully a very good time for all the time Gemini. But money that is coming to you, make sure you use it in the right way. All the people who are watching for the first time, do subscribe. Those who have subscribed, thank you so much. And if you want a personal appointment, there is WhatsApp link in the description. For Cancer ascendant people, Rohit ji, Mercury now Cancer also are becoming my favorite. Huh? My wife has Cancer ascendant, so I told someone that my wife has Cancer ascendant. You also have Cancer ascendant, so things can be permanent now. Mercury entering Sagittarius, January 7th. uh, is the time that Mercury will make a Viprit Rajog for you, and especially the 12th house Lord in the 8th house. This means that this is the house of workplace. So, workplace might, some opportunity at workplace might feel challenging at the moment that, okay, should I take it, should I not? But later on, this will convert into some kind of very beautiful thing because you will be taking that workplace opportunity in a Viprit Rajog. That means trouble in the beginning, positivity in the end. On top of that, Moon is entering into Scorpio Roichi into the fifth house, the Lagna Lord in the fifth house. Again, higher education, some kind of speculative gains from investments that you have done in share market, stock market. Such kind of things can happen. Also, those kids who are studying will have a very great time concentrating during this time. Then Moon enters into Sagittarius into the eighth house, so Lagna into the sixth house. Lagna Lord in the sixth house, health wise, you have to be careful. I think that's why I made a good prediction about my wife that from 11th till 17th, she will go to hospital for childbirth. Let's hope. Let's see what happens. It can be now also. Like I'm making a video, I have to run.
Hmm.
But yeah, because Moon is coming here, the Lagna Lord in the sixth house. So this is the time that you have to visit some clinic, hospital, and Mars is sitting there with Moon, so it demands blood. So many things. So I think have to be careful from 9th of
I
Jan.
think in Zenith case, the important days is from January 11 onwards, because when Moon will come in, seventh house, second child, and Saturn Dasha she is going through. So this is
Hmm,
more important.
let's see. Yeah. Oh, all the best for her.
All the best.
Anytime. Yeah, so here Moon is coming to the sixth house, and sixth house you have to. It is sitting with Mars, and Roji, very positively, this is like, okay, Zeni is going through that, but other people, whenever Moon and Mars are together, menstrual cycle happens for
Oh
people,
yes.
like women
Mm.
also. Or if Moon is aspecting Mars, then also happens. So maybe people will be going through their menstrual cycles during this period, which will be painful because Sun is also sitting, Mercury is also sitting, so it will be a little bit difficult time, and that is why you have to take medicines or go to doctor or such kind of stuff. It can happen. Then Moon enters into Capricorn, that is your seventh house. Here, this is the time the Lagna Lord is in the seventh house, so there can be some kind of thing related to you and your what you say, your spouse. There can be some emotional ups and downs with your spouse. There can be some happiness also with your spouse because Lagna Lord is in the seventh house, sitting seventh from itself. So some good emotional relationship with the spouse can be seen during this time. That is January 11th. Then comes little bit of problem or little bit of time, that is going to be the wish yoga when Moon and Saturn will be together. Extremely careful that if you have gone through any kind of health problem, anything, you have to be careful in taking the right precaution because this is when poisoning can happen. Some kind of
This can also be time when have a poisonous relationship with in-laws.
in-laws, yeah, poisonous relationship with in-laws, some kind of trouble with in-laws. Even gains that you're getting from your wife can be little bit of troublesome or it may be a little bit of not pleasant. So careful. Lagna Lord in the eighth house, careful. Very, very bad mood swings. Suddenly up and down, up and down, up and down. So it can happen. On the other hand, Rohitji, bigger planets, Jupiter finally in your 10th house, career growth, positivity, aspecting the second house, growth in money, aspecting the fourth house, growth in your business, growth in your work and family environment, happiness from mother, aspecting your ninth house, safety in your, aspecting your sixth house, safety in your sixth house. So very positive. Rahu Ketu also sitting in very nice places. Rahu in the ninth house, taking you towards more towards spirituality. Ketu in the third house, detaching you from communicating a lot. So you will be quiet kind of personality during this period. So overall, good time for Cancer ascendant people. All the best and hope that this is a very very pleasant week for you. Those who are watching for the first time, do subscribe. Those who have already subscribed, this guy also has come for subscription today. Those who have already subscribed, then good luck to them.
Duke.
You will sit in this video now. I will not. Very, very. He's Cancer ascendant, I guess. Not even 1 minute he sits in the house. Here, there, here. For Leo ascendant people, so Mercury is entering into Sagittarius. 7th of January, it will enter into Sagittarius, and here Mercury is the very important planet for you. It is the owner of the second house and the 11th house. And Rohiji, very important second house. This is the time when we discuss about wealth. And fifth house, according to me, is a very very extremely important house related to wealth. When the second house lord is in the fifth house, there is wealth that is going to come to you.
Mm.
In fact, Mercury being the second house lord means expansion in family, and it is exactly very true. And on top of that, Mercury making a conjunction with Sun, with with Sun and Mars here, especially the Lagna Lord and the Yoga Karka. This is one of the best time for Leo ascendant people. The Wealth Lord is sitting with Yoga Karka and the Lagnesh, so there is going to be some big wealth that is going to be promised during this period. So all the best. Moon enters into Scorpio. Ruji, Moon is coming into the fourth house, the 12th house Lord in the fourth house. So there will be some good news from a foreign country or some good news in your home country. That is what you can see during this period. So positive, good news for your mother, good news for your real estate, good. There can be expenses also related to family. That is also there because 12th house Lord is in the fourth house. So it will
Mm.
expenses in your family or in your home area. Later on, Moon enters into Sagittarius. Again, the 12th house Lord has come into the 5th house. So this means expenses related to kids, expenses related to children can happen during this period. So Moon entering into the 5th house means 12th house Lord in the 5th house. So expenses related to that house. But since the other three planets are sitting in very much power, so very, very good. There will be some good news coming your way. Then Moon comes into Capricorn, January 11th. The 12th house Lord is in the 6th house. Now you have to visit hospitals, you have to visit clinics, you have to visit, you'll be very busy in terms of health. Health wise, you have to take the most care of you or your family member. This is what is happening for Leo ascendant also in during this week.
Hmm.
Later on, Moon will be making a combination with Aquarius. That is in Aquarius with Saturn. Saturn is in Moon's Trikon sign, Rohitji. Moon is the 12th house lord in the 7th house. So there can be some kind of trouble with, spouse that you will be having during this time. Maybe some kind of disagreement, some kind of conflict. So you have to be extremely careful, and also not talk to spouse in a very different bad way, or with your partners in a different bad way, because this is the time of poison, right? Poisoning in poison thoughts in your relationship. But overall, nice period for Leo. The bigger planets, that is Jupiter, is in your ninth house, aspecting the second house, expansion in family, in wealth, aspecting your aspecting your lagna, expansion in your status, expansion in your thought process, becoming a very good personality. Or it is aspecting the third house of your communication, so as good communication skills will happen. Aspecting your uh, fifth house, the ninth aspect, so birth of a child, or also things related to growth, higher education, in fact creativity will be at peak during this period. Later on, Moon will so this is the kind of things that is happening. Rahu is in the eighth house. There is transformation going on in your life. Ketu is in the second house. You have to work more on your speech. You can say something which is headless, and that can be a part of Moon entering into the seventh house, which will be causing trouble. So overall, a good time for you. All the best. Have fun, and this is a good week for you. WhatsApp link is in the description for personal appointments. If you want, go there and you can talk to me directly. For Virgo ascendant people, Rohitji. So for Virgo ascendant people, uh, Mercury will enter into Sagittarius. Now Mercury is the Kendra Lord as well and the Lagna Lord as well, Rohitji. Now going from here into it was into retrograde motion. Now it became into direct motion, and going in a Kendra house only and making a very good combination with Sun, with Mars, and then Moon also will follow. It is a very positive time for, there is going to be development in yourself, and career wise, there is going to be advancement for you. This is the major thing that is happening. Moon enters into Scorpio, Rohitji, into the third house, the 11th house Lord in the third house. That means communication and what you say communication, as well as collaboration with friends, and your someone from your networking, someone from your network, social network, will become a key point of success, will be marking a key point for your success during this period. Later on, Moon enters into Sagittarius. This is the time Moon is the 11th house Lord coming into the fourth house, Rohiji. So there is going to be some gains in your home, family area. So it's very positive. And Moon and Mars, whenever they are together, it is Mahalakshmi Yoga. So there is going to be some kind of wealth that is coming into you, your family. So very good time for you. Moon enters Capricorn January 11th, 2024. This is the time then Moon, the 11th house Lord, is in the 5th house. So creativity will be at peak, as well as Moon will be aspecting its own sign from this house. Here also, you can expect some kind of gains, monetary gains. Whenever the 11th house Lord is in the 5th house, monetary gains because of your own creative efforts. So very positive for Virgo ascendant. Then Moon enters into the 6th house. Now, what happens when we are having a lot of success, we are having a lot of happiness? What happens is that we try to become egoistic, or try to make some problem, or have some kind of different way of working in the area related in the workplace. We become lot of what we say how we say we become gossipers. We try to act smart. So this is when Moon and Saturn will be together. So no acting smart in your work area and anything. But otherwise, you will get struggle and sudden ups and downs. Things are going good, let it go good. No gossip. This is the time when Moon and Saturn are sitting together. You have to make sure that you do go into what you say introvertness. Go into introvert sadhana. Go into be quiet. Do meditation. Work on your lifestyle, on your discipline. This is the year of discipline for Virgo ascendant, because Saturn, on the other hand, Rohiji, is the planet sitting in the house of discipline and the karak of discipline also for Virgo ascendant. So that is what is completely required for all the people during this week and year. All the best. Those who are watching for the first time, do subscribe. Those who are subscribed, thank you so much. Means a lot. Libra ascendant people. Now here, Rohiji, when we talk about Libra ascendant people, Moon is starting this week. Moon is will be in the first house, and Moon is a planet that here, in this rules your career. So there is going to be some good effort that you will put from your own self for your career. So it's a very nice thing. There will be some. Moon is a planet, Rohiji. Emotionally, you will be taking some kind of interest in your career during this time. So it is very positive. On the other hand, if you talk about Libra, uh, 7th of Mercury enters into Sagittarius, Rohit. So Mercury has entered into the third house for you.
I think Akash, you forgot something
What?
before starting Libra, that this is my favorite sign and I love this. This is very important.
This is my favorite, and I love everyone who's Libra. Nowadays, I've got a lot of many people message on WhatsApp saying that Samantha told me, "Sir, what are you telling about Libra and Taurus?"
Hmm.
There are messages saying, "I am Libra. Tell Akashji that this is the favorite ascendant. So give me an appointment early." So I'm like, "What? Come on." Anyways, for Libra ascendant people, Rohiji, my favorite ascendant, Mercury is direct, and it is in the third house for you. Mercury is the owner of the ninth house in the third house. So communication lord in the house of communication. Make sure that you will gain from some kind of communication during this period. That is going to be very, very positive news for all the Libra ascendant people. That somewhere you need to speak up now and make sure this communication is out so that you gain from it. And then later, Moon enters into Scorpio Roichi in the second house, the 10th house lord in the second house. So gains in money from your career. There is going to be some kind of career, and second house is also the house of status. Not status, it is the house of what we say. It is the house of self-respect, or it is the house of honor. So you will get some honor, and self-respect will become very much higher in your workplace. That is from your workplace. That is going to happen. Family life will be very pleasant also. This is the time. This is the place when Moon becomes debilitated. Right? It is not powerful. So only thing is that investment wise you have to be very careful not to make any hasty investments. That is going to be causing trouble for you, because Moon in debilitation, emotionally don't decide to invest. Simple. Moon enters into Sagittarius, into the third house. Again, due to your communication, you're going to be making some good wealth. And especially because, Rohitji, why? Because Moon is making a yoga with uh, Mars. And this is the time when Moon and Mars are together. This is the time when we say it is Mahalakshmi Yoga. So very nice, man. Very nice. All the ascendants are having Mahalakshmi Yoga in some or the other houses. So that means they will gain from some or the other places. So it is a very positive week for everyone. The beginning of the year, positive week. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Later on, in fact, this is the time that you have to also make sure that your siblings and your neighbors are not hurt. Okay, by the way, because see, Sun and Mars are there, Mercury is there. Mercury is a very dual nature planet. It does good also, it does bad also. So you have to make sure that you do not do any kind of communication that is hurtful for other people, especially your siblings and your neighbors. On top of that, Moon will enter into the fourth house, and this is the 10th house lord in the fourth house. So there will be important time for you to maintain work-life balance, as well as give a little bit time to your family. Speak with your mother, go and meet them, or like your mother-like figures, do some repair in your house, because Moon is going to tell you to do some kind of things. Emotionally, you will get some kind of good artifacts also for your house also during this time. You can go to some shopping and get some artifacts also. So good. Then later, Rohitji, is when Moon will enter into the fifth house, the 10th house lord in the fifth house. So this is the time you will get new ideas for starting up new things. Oh, let me do this, let me do this, let me start this. Creativity, you'll be very creative. You can, this is the weekend, right? So you can spend good time with your children. That is going to be very positive for you. So overall for this week, Libra ascendant, it is very, very nice. Monetary benefits, workplace happiness. But only thing is that because third house is ruled by, what you say, is currently Sun and Mars are sitting in their aggressive planet. So be careful in communication, because that is where this whole week, what you say, juice depends on. Whatever, if your juice is sour or sweet, it depends on your communication. If we talk about bigger planets like Jupiter is in your seventh house, your status is getting up and up and up. Goals will be met. Your Jupiter aspects your what you say, your Lagna, so you will be very powerful, expanding, but also means that you will also gain weight. That is important. And third house, it is aspecting the third house where Sun and Mars are sitting. But it means, Rohiji, that you have to be careful. In terms of your Jupiter is trying to protect you for communication, but still, planets who are sitting there will give you more and more results than an aspect. So all the best, Libra. Very good. Scorpio ascendant, Rohitji. Now for Scorpio ascendant, if we see Mercury is going to be in the second house, in the house of wealth, and it owns the eighth house, sudden ups and downs. So what does it mean? It means that there can be sudden ups and downs in your wealth area. So wealth wise, you have to be very extremely careful. No bigger investment, especially Mars and Sun sitting together here. See, Lagna Lord in the second house gives wealth, but that wealth, investing in the right area is what is required during this period. Then Moon will enter into, from the 12th house, it will enter into the first house, become debilitated. But still, it is putting an exalted aspect on your seventh house. So you can expect some good gains or some good status from your work area. There can be some kind of good news, but you will be demotivated during this time, because you're emotionally, you will be not so happy. So that is where you have to take care of. Emotionally, get happy. And Venus is here, so luxury wise also there can be some kind of expenses that you will be going through, because it is the 12th house sitting with the 12th house lord. So careful. Relationship wise, it is good, because they are both aspecting the seventh house. जा भाई, इसको भी नीचे जाना है. Then Moon enters into Scorpio. Moon enters, after that, Moon enters into Sagittarius. Now, this is the time that it makes a conjunction with the Lagna Lord. And whenever Moon and Mars are making a conjunction, it is Mahalakshmi Yoga, Rohitji. So, this is the time that everyone can expect good money, because your Lagna Lord is sitting in the second house. So, if there's money that is supposed to come from somewhere, or money is to come from investment, this is the time that you will be getting such kind of news. Then Moon enters into the 10th house, into the third house, the 10th sign. And this is the sign of Saturn. Saturn is, the owner of the third house in the fourth house here. So it is not a very pleasant placement of Moon to be in the third house. It is going to aspect its own sign, but Rohitji here, emotional communication, emotions in communication will destroy you somewhere. You will do some kind of commitment which you will not be able to fulfill. So that is where the challenge will come for all the Scorpio ascendant people. So emotionally, don't take any decisions. Your courage and everything will be under the influence of other friends also. That means under the influence of other friends, you can come into some kind of bad decision making. Not at all. Then Moon goes into the fourth house, sitting with Saturn and making a wish yoga. Poison in your home, family, some kind of person, or the communication which happened earlier can create poison in your family, in your home area, and this will cause a lot of trouble in your mind, especially related to your mother. Health wise, your mother has to take care. Health wise, you yourself have to take care. In fact, property also, there can be some kind of damage to property, or some kind of trouble in house, some repair, microwave getting bad, plumber you have to call. Such kind of things can also happen. So careful, but positive week for you in terms of wealth. This is the more focus on wealth during this week. Luigi, Rahu is sitting in the fifth house. There can be a lot of distraction in studies that is going in Scorpio ascendant. So that is where Ma Durga comes into play. Do Ma Durga Upasana. If your kids are there, do some kind of Tell them to do some Durga Upasana and say Om Dam Durgaya Namaha kind of mantra so that their mind becomes stable. Ketu is in the 11th house. There is a lot of detachment from friends, from, overall, this is what is happening also. Friends wise, they're getting a little bit isolated, all the Scorpio ascendant. And for Scorpio ascendant people, Jupiter is in the 6th house, aspecting the 10th house. So there's going to be a lot of gains and, abundance in your work area. There is going to be, it is aspecting the 12th house, foreign connections, and it is aspecting the 2nd house. So wealth in your bank account is going to increase. So all the best. Bigger planets are doing good for you. Saturn in the Mool Trikon may be slow and steady. You will be buying some kind of a property. So positive for all the Scorpio ascendant people. Hope it is a very pleasant week. Those who are watching for the first time, do subscribe, and those who have subscribed and want to talk to me, WhatsApp link is in the description below. Sagittarius. Luigi, here, Sagittarius is the sign where Mercury enters this time in the Lagna. Mercury is the owner of the Kendra entering into this sign. This is the time, Rohiji, when you can expect some good news in your career and in your status. That means your designation becomes higher, can be possible. Or maybe you will get indications that your career progress is going to happen. That is one very good news of Mercury coming into the first house. Then Moon comes into the 8th house, becomes debilitated. So expenses is going to be on the rise. That expenses will mostly or can be related to your health. It makes a Viprit Rajyog. So, some kind of sudden trouble will come where you have to spend money, but you will be able to recover it in the future. That is what happens. Then Moon enters into Sagittarius. Now Moon is the owner of the 8th house, entering the first house. Because of the research and the development that you have done, this is going to bring some kind of wealth, especially when Moon and Mars are together. Because of your own effort, own research, own determination, you are able to get money or some kind of wealth. So those who are into commission business, insurance business, they're going to do extremely well during this week. Then later, Moon enters into Capricorn, the 2nd house. Now this is the time of investments. Now wealth has come in. You have make sure that now this invest has to go into investment. So I would say that because here it is important for you to clear off your debts. So if your money comes, clear off your debts during this period. That is going to be a very good investment. Clearing debt also is an investment, Rohit, because it can lower the other problems for you. What we see, we take debt, but we put money here and there and not pay the debt, and then suddenly trouble comes and then that money goes away. You're not able to take care of the debt, neither that have fun of that money. So put the money in debt, and that will be a good investment for you. And then Moon enters into the 3rd house. This is the time you have to be extremely over careful related or in relation to your communication, because your communication can create poison with your siblings, with your friends, with your neighbors. Very important. Especially this is the time that destiny can get affected, because both the planets, Moon and Saturn, will be looking at the 9th house. So, suddenly good things are supposed to come to you, but you do some kind of bad communication or gossip or some kind of poisonous comments you make, and then it becomes bad time for you. So careful in that area. For bigger planets, Jupiter is sitting in the 5th house. 5th house aspecting the 11th house. Biggest goals will be complete. It is also aspecting the 9th house. There is going to be childbirth. Exactly in this week, there can be childbirth for Sagittarius ascendant people. And on top of that, there can be new conception also, like people will conceive. Okay. Luigi, whenever Moon is sitting 5th from Mars in transit, that is the date to conceive. This is what I was researching. I told you, right? We were researching on when people are trying to conceive, and we do
Told
then.
me that we will make special video on that.
Yes, exactly. Very important. Whenever Moon is sitting 5th from Mars, you can conceive. This is
In
what
transit. That
in,
is in
in
transit.
transit. Yes, after your menstrual cycle, immediately see when Moon is sitting 5th from Mars, or Moon is sitting fifth with no. Whenever Moon will come with Mars, there will be kind of menstrual cycle or kind of no fertility. But as soon as Moon is 5th from the
Mars.
Mars, immediately you will be able to conceive. Like for example, here, when next week, if they want to conceive, now when Mars is going to be in this house only next week, I think 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 6 13th 14th 15th, 16th, 17th. 17th of this month is going to be very high chances if they are if moon is away from for Sagittarius ascendant people, because moon will be away from Mars, fifth house from
Is
Mars.
it the same result if Mars is away 5 places from Moon?
No,
Same?
moon has to be away from Mars, not Mars.
Hmm.
You know? So this is how you will get conceived.
This is research.
Yeah, because Varahamirji says only moon has the power when it is away from Mars after the fifth day after menstrual cycles complete, the ovulation starts, and that is where when moon is also uh, fifth from Mars. If that combination happens, that is the time those people who are trying to conceive for 8, 8, 10, 10 years and not able to conceive, they will conceive. All the best, man. So here, Moon is making a wish yoga also. On top of that, the bigger planets, if we are talking about Jupiter, very nice results. Saturn sitting in the third house, slow but steady, your courage will increase. That is how it happens. And Rahu and Ketu in Kendras. Rahu in the fourth house, making you spend a lot of money in the fourth house. That is your family. And Ketu in the 10th house, detaching you from your, from your work, from your career. Come back. Planets are not powerful. You have to understand, Rohiji, that you know many books, very learned people say that planets are not powerful than us. Why, Rohiji? Ask me. Tell me why. Why?
Powerful than
Planets
us.
are not powerful than you and me. Why?
Maybe because we have Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh in us. They
Because
are
the
more
Atma we have in us is a part of Paramatma.
Paramatma.
Yeah, so Atma is more powerful than planets. And
Hmm.
that's why, every time Lord Buddha, what he says, go inside. Osho, what he says, go in. All the bigger people say that do dhyan, go inside, then you will find out. Once you
Yes.
go, you have to go inside. We are always looking for answers outside. And in astrologers and pandits who will tell, do this puja, you have Kal Sarpa dosh, this dosh, that dosh. You have to go inside and ask your soul. That is where you will get answer.
Today I listened to K.N. Raoji. He
Mm.
gave an interview to some person, I think, few days before,
Pritika,
maybe
yeah.
starting of New Year. You also listened that?
Yeah, Pritika, yeah, tell me.
No, 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 not Pritika. One person he gave an interview 3 4 days back, and in that he tell that as person asked about Kalsap Yoga, he said no, no Kalsap Yoga. That's it. And then second thing, K.N. Raoji said, I am telling this. Note it down on the paper that India is going to be a very big power in coming in this year also.
Personal appointments. Capricorn ascendant people, Rohitji. Now here, the Lagna Lord is in the second house at the moment in direct motion. Bigger planets like Jupiter is in the fourth house and aspecting very good places. Your eighth house, your 10th house, your 12th house. So there's going to be travel during this week, and especially see your 12th house is going to be so much occupied. Your Mercury entering into the ninth house Lord in the 12th house. So travel is going to happen, Rohitji, for sure. Some kind of travel, pilgrimage, some kind of visit somewhere, long distance, short distance, any travel is going to happen. Number one is that. Later, Moon enters into the eighth house in Scorpio. Is the 11th sign where Moon becomes debilitated. So there will be some trouble in achieving your goals, and you will be feeling a little bit detached from the whole world outside around you. Venus will do its part, but Moon coming here and getting debilitated, it's not so positive. But on the fifth house, creativity, very nice. You will have some kind of very good creative revelations. Children wise, there will be some kind of good news coming to your way. Moon enters in the 12th house. Is the house of, it is a time of expenses and especially related to travel. So after 9th of January, when Moon enters into Sagittarius, the 7th house in the 12th house, so there is going to be travel, and you can also travel with your spouse, with your kids, and this is going to be expense, like little bit expenses happening. Some people might also find it very difficult or may have losses related to their spouse. That means they can fight, they can divorce. Some divorces which are not happening can happen. Judge can give you the final verdict. Things like that can also happen. Later on, Moon enters into the Lagna, that is ascendant and exactly opposite to its sign. Here, Moon is responsible for giving you status in society. Here, Moon is responsible for giving you your happy relationship. So here, if there is any chance of reconciliation between your relationship. This is the time that you emotionally will be able to accept the other person. So if there are fights that happen, but if you want to take it, you can take it back. Later on, Moon enters into the second house, Rohitji. This is the house when Saturn and Moon will make a wish yoga, poison yoga. And this is the time you have to make sure that other family members, they do not put poison into your mind, because that is the kind of thing that you will get in your mind and you can act bad from it. Investment wise, no money should be invested in next in this week, end of the week. Before the week also, you are doing expenses only, so where will you invest from? But no investment now also. Let Moon come into exalted position next week, then you can invest money. So all the best, Capricorn ascendant people. Rahu is in your third house, can give you extra courage, but also take you to the wrong places. So make sure that you communicate in that required sense only, not more than that. And Ketu in the ninth house will take you towards spiritual pilgrimages also during this time when Ketu is here. So all the best. Those who are watching for the first time, do subscribe. Those who have already subscribed, WhatsApp link is in the appointment. Do it. Aquarius ascendant, Rohitji. Now Saturn is in the Lagna, right? Rohitji, bigger planets if we talk about Saturn in the Lagna, Jupiter in the third house of your, courage. Courage is going to increase, Rohitji. There's going to be expansion in such kind of things. In fact, personal interest, those who want to take, some kind of personal interest into consideration, very good. In fact, Jupiter is also looking at the ninth house for Bhagyodaya, seventh house for getting good status, and 11th house to achieve all your goals. So Aquarius people may be getting into a lot of power, especially if you see Mercury enters into the 11th house, Rohitji. Lord of the 8th house in the 11th house, Lord of the 5th house in the 11th house. So there is going to be unexpected gains, because there is again combination between fifth and what you say, eighth, and sitting in the 11th house of gains. This also means that health of children also has to be taken care during this period. They can have little bit of trouble in related to health. On the other hand, Moon enters into the debilitated position in your work area. So work area is the place where you have to be extremely careful. Saturn sitting in the first house is also aspecting this house, creating a wish yoga even by aspect. So there can be some kind of trouble in your work area, which we have to be careful. But if you are careful during this period, Moon will enter into, or there will be big challenge, man, in the work area, which you have to accomplish. If you give your 100%, accomplish it, you will be getting lot of gains, because when Moon and Mars are together, they make a Raj Yoga, they make a Mahalakshmi Yoga. This is going to be Amavasya as well, by the way. This is going to be new moon. But on top of that, because Moon and Mars and these are together, Moon, it will make a Raj Yoga for you. So wealth can come in. But after wealth come expenses. That is where Moon is showing that, okay, listen, I am the 6th house lord going into the 12th house. I will make sure that expenses happen, especially related to health. This is the time, this is the week we have to be focused, especially on health, because the 6th house lord is going places. First, it is going 6th from itself, give you money, but health wise trouble. Then it is going 12th. That means it will take you to hospitals or clinics or something where you have to take care of your health. Okay, expenses will be mostly catered towards health and can be catered toward health. And then Moon enters into Aquarius, the 12th house, the Lagna, and here it is making a wish yoga with Saturn. Whenever Moon will make a wish yoga in the Lagna for you right now, as we speak, here you can have little bit of challenge related to your own self. Like you will yourself be self-destructive. Sometimes we destroy our own self, right? And we say, what the hell did we do? That is what is going to happen, because your mind will not be in your control. So what does it mean? It means that if you know this now, you have to make sure you act nicely. Before making any kind of statement, decisions, action, body language, make sure you talk to yourself that, am I doing right? Just ask this much question, your conscious will answer you if it is right or wrong. Because this is supporting by Rahu. Rahu in the second house, in the area of your speech, can also make you speak something unethical and which will be very bad. Ketu in the 8th house can bring you sudden ups and downs. See, the bigger planets are also in coordination with these kind of things. So careful. Those who are watching the video for the first time, do subscribe. Those who have already subscribed, thank you so much. WhatsApp link is in the description below for personal appointments. All the best. Pisces ascendant. Now for Pisces ascendant, Rohitji, Rahu is in the first house, Ketu in the seventh house. Already, Rohitji, in the area of their relationships and partnerships, they are getting a lot of detachment. I have seen many kundlis. Many people are having detachment, and especially being Rahu in the first house, little bit egoistic also in terms of ruthlessness can also be coming to their way. Rahu is attaining degree, right? But because Rahu in the first house acts like a hero, that I am the one. He says that I am a Jupiter. Jupiter is not Jupiter. He said I am Jupiter. He is going to be over smart Jupiter here. So it can cause trouble also in over smartness. But overall, Rahu, if you're going through Dasha and Antardasha, it's going to give you very positive results. So negative results are only 20% out of 100. Mercury entering Sagittarius, that is a Kendra Lord in the Kendra, can give you good returns in your home, investments in your investments in real estate, as well as Rohiji, it is the seventh house Lord, so status in your work area also, and very good partnership opportunities. But make sure Ketu is there. If you're going through Ketu Antardasha Dasha, just avoid partnerships. Moon enters into debilitation. That means it will get debilitated in the ninth house. So your destiny will not be working for you. Your communication and hard work will be working for you because Moon will be aspecting the third house. So your destiny, more than your destiny, your communication and hard work will work. So do not rely on destiny. Work hard during this time. Moon will enter into Sagittarius, again into the 10th house. There can be increment in your salary or you getting new job or signing new contracts. Because whenever Moon, it is Amavasya, not a thing like not Amavasya, but it is also the time when Moon and Mars will be together, and this is Mahalakshmi Yoga. And Mars is the owner of the ninth house, sitting in progression. Moon is the owner of the fifth house, ninth house Lord, fifth house Lord. Both the Yoga Karka planets sitting coming together in the 10th house means there's going to be some good news in your career, in your work area, in you getting you more higher authority can be possible. Then Moon enters into the 11th house. You can again gain because fifth house Lord in the 11th house is again Mahalakshmi Yoga. This is going to be K.M. Rao sir, we are talking about it. K.M. Rao sir says that whenever Moon is the owner of the fifth house going into the 11th house in this Pisces ascendant, it is going to give you wealth, unexpected wealth. Your goals will get completed. You will get some kind of wealth, and maybe that is coming from your career only. But after wealth comes, then we want to spend it, and that is what is happening. Moon goes into the 12th house. Before you get money, you will start making plans that this is what I will spend, and that will be not good. Here you will have to spend on health also. So make sure that do not do any kind of, if you're going through Saturn Dasha and Moon Antardasha, then it is going to be evident that you'll be spend some money on health wise problem will be there. But if not, then some kind of spending will come, but it will be okay, not so bad. But make sure this is also the house of secrets. Do not discuss any other person's secret because that can create rift between, you can become a secret enemy for other person. So all the best to type Pisces ascendant people. May this week be very, very awesome for you. WhatsApp link is in the description below. Personal appointments. Thank you so much, Rohit ji.
Thank you, Akashji, for this long video and a detailed, weekly horoscope prediction for all signs. Thank you very much. And thank you to all the family members of AC Astro. I hope this new year is going very good, started very good. And keep blessing us, keep sharing our videos, keep commenting and give us a feedback. And if you want to take consultation with Akashji, you can just send your details on the mail ID or WhatsApp number given below in the scroll, or you can go in the description. There is a link. Click, you will directly reach on the WhatsApp, and you can send your details, and team will contact you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Akashji, for your readings, for your time. We will meet you in some next video. Till then, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman, Jai Mata Di.